Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Adnan Rady in the Clutch, and I want to talk about some very important news regarding the Golden State Warriors and Klay Thompson. As we all know by now, there have been no progress in contract extension talks. As right now, Klay Thompson is going to play on the last year of his current deal, going to make $43 million this upcoming season. And from Klay's perspective, he wants and expects to be paid like a max player, especially for all that he's done for the Warriors, along with Steph Curry and Draymond in helping them win 4 championships. And with that, I understand what Klay Thompson is thinking, and he deserves it, especially based on the recent actions that the Warriors have done. I believe it's only a matter of time before they do get this solved. I don't necessarily believe that Klay Thompson will truly go to free agency to seriously consider leaving, because there are reports that Klay Thompson might be or could be headed to free agency because of this issue, but I don't see him leaving, honestly. The thing is that it's just a matter of pride and ego. Klay, to be fair, ever since the 2019 finals against the Raptors where he got injured, he's had serious problems, and the Warriors, they do want to be obviously a championship contending team for as long as possible, and they had the chance at the best time to get Klay's replacement back in the 2020 draft with LaMelo Ball, but they instead chose loyalty by getting a position of need instead in James Wiseman, who unfortunately didn't work out for the Warriors. And now Klay Thompson, he offensively, from the outside looking in, it does look like his offensive numbers are back to normal. But if we look at advanced statistics, he has taken a step down, especially on defense, and that's where the Warriors have this point of concern. And I want to say this from a business perspective. I would understand initially, yes, I want to put on the best product on the court as best as possible, and sometimes there are things these analysts will look at all these statistics or listen to all these people that are telling them okay, we should get this guy. It doesn't matter who he is or what position. He's the best available talent. We're going to sign him, or we need to trade for this guy. But the Warriors are in this situation where, as Bob Myers mentioned on ESPN, it's more than just a simple business transaction, because Klay Thompson has brought a lot to the Warriors, both on the court and off the court. On the court, obviously, he contributed to the 4 championships, and he's been a major key player for the Warriors. And off the court, he's done amazing things. He's brought so much fans, translation, brought so much more money to that organization. The Warriors are one of the biggest teams in all the sports all over the world, with the amount of fans that have been amassed ever since both Steph and Klay have been on the Warriors. And also Klay Thompson, he is well beloved by the fans, and there's so many people that just admire Klay, and he's already a future Hall of Famer, a legend, especially in the Bay Area. And if the Warriors do not re-sign him, and they're just going to cut ties with him, even though performance-wise it may be somewhat the best decision, purely from a business perspective, from first glance, but in the long run, it's going to mess the Warriors up big time. And let me explain what I mean by this. So I want to go back to 2016. I'm a Miami Heat fan, as you guys know, especially when watching the videos. And the Miami Heat had the chance to re-sign Dwyane Wade, Miami's biggest star, arguably bigger than Dan Marino, if not for sure. And they were talking in negotiations to re-sign Dwyane Wade once again. Probably would have been at the time it was considered probably his last deal, but they couldn't agree on a certain number because they were trying to chase after bigger names. I remember especially Kevin Durant, when he ended up going to the Warriors. Ironically, that's what the Heat were chasing after. They were chasing after big stars. They didn't necessarily take care of Dwyane Wade, who has taken pay cuts and has given up for the city. But then ultimately, because they missed out on a few $1 million, Dwyane Wade decided to leave Chicago, and many Miami Heat fans were very upset, and the Heat ended up becoming mediocre at best. They weren't seriously title threats anymore, and they tried so hard to get free agents, but the way that the situation was handled between Dwyane Wade and the Heat, a lot of free agents did not want to come to Miami for many years. That's why it's been a struggle for the Heat to get these free agents, despite the fact that Miami is one of the biggest cities and the most attractive free agent destinations in the league. So because of that situation back in 2016. So with that, for the Warriors, if they look at things from a pure numbers perspective on the court, it may seem like, yeah, it is best to cut ties with Klay Thompson because he is declining. But the problem is, long term, they're going to lose out on a lot of fans, obviously, because they're going to be upset one of their favorite players has been done dirty. And also, lots of fans are going to leave to go probably cheer on another team. And the Warriors, they may try to sign some other pieces to replace Klay, but they may or may not get the same impact. And on top of that, possibly there's a lot of free agents that would not want to come to Golden State, despite the fact that they got Steph Curry, one of the greatest players of our generation. And it's going to be like, there's going to be a lot of ramifications in this situation. That's why Bob Myers said, being the ex-GM there, that it's a very delicate situation. Like, they want to re-sign Klay, but they're just very hesitant because of his performance. But in this situation, you got to give it. They have no choice. And like the old saying goes, in order to get something, you got to give something. Or, yeah. So with that, the Warriors, they got a lot of money. They got multiple championships. They're one of the most respected franchises in all the sports, not just basketball. In this case, what they got to give up is money. If they're willing to re-sign Draymond Green to another long-term extension, which, yeah, he may have taken a pay cut, but they still re-signed him anyway. They still keep Steph Curry, which obviously there's no discussion about it. They take on Chris Paul to help out the current roster. If they're willing to do all this, you might as well go all the way with Klay Thompson. Now, I understand they may have to pay a lot of money in luxury tax, and they may deal with some ramifications regarding the second apron on the new CBA. But for those 4 championships and the amount of money they brought in, like in so many other aspects, as long as they're still making a profit as an organization, because that's all that matters at the end of the day, is making a profit and winning championships. As long as they can have those two pieces together, they just got to do it, because otherwise the Warriors are going to end up becoming like the Heat in the aspect that a lot of fans are going to be so mad at the front office. They're going to call for Mike Dunleavy to be fired if Klay does leave. And many free agents around the league will not want to play for Golden State because they're like, well, if I play for y'all, wow, and I want to get re-signed, I don't know how y'all going to do me dirty, especially with how y'all did Klay. They're probably going to think like that, and I totally understand and can relate as a Heat fan, especially how they did to Dwyane Wade. I would like for the Warriors, if they are watching this, to use that as a cautionary tale, just so they all will know that, like, hey, take it from us. Just treat your guys, okay? Like, the Lakers did give Kobe, they gave him one last major contract. They were like, all right, Kobe, we got you. We love you. Well, even though we're not the best team right now, but we're still going to treat you because you've done so much for us. And now, like, look at the Lakers, how beloved they are in terms of, like, free agents still now want to come here, especially LeBron, Anthony Davis, and many other players. And another example is Isaiah Thomas with the Boston Celtics. That's another example how a lot of free agents did not want to come, including Anthony Davis, to the Celtics, especially how they did Isaiah Thomas dirty. So use the Miami Heat and use the Boston Celtics as examples of what not to do, especially if they want to continue for years to come, because they re-sign Klay Thompson, they make Klay happy, and they keep the fan base happy. There are going to be plenty of superstars who are willing to take massive pay cuts to still join the Warriors because they know that they'll take care of their guys and also bring in new pieces that will also be taken care of as well, so they can get a championship. So I believe that's very important, and I believe they'll end up getting a deal done. It's just a matter of, like, who's willing to sacrifice whether more money or leverage, but things will get done. I don't believe Klay will leave because there's too much at stake for the Warriors to let Klay go, not just on the court, but also off the court. So, Warriors fans, let me know what you guys think down below. How would you guys handle the Klay situation personally? Would you just straight up give him exactly what he wants, or you're gonna ask him to like just be a little bit flexible? What would you guys do in this situation? Please let me know down below. I certainly love to hear you guys out and we can discuss. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I certainly love and appreciate every single one of y'all. God bless you all and talk soon.